Hello, I'm Shadow Raccoon.
And I'm Theodore Rabbit.
And today, well, you might notice that this week's video is looking just a slightly bit different from normal.
Yep, that's right. This week we have gone virtual.
Yes, we have traded in our normal fursuits for virtual ones. And we've got avatars and we're in VR chat. Now, the reason we're over here actually is a couple of reasons actually. The first reason is our fursuits are having a bit of a clean. You can never underestimate the importance of making sure your fursuit is clean.
Yeah, they needed the clean after MFF. I'm only joking.
And, you know, also the other thing we thought we'd look at is just how accessible and how enjoyable the virtual furry world can be for everyone.
Yep, nowadays you don't need a really expensive headset to go into VR. VR chat is completely accessible to anybody with just a PC, a mouse, and a keyboard.
So yes, it's never actually been easier to hop in and experience what the virtual furry world is like. And I thought for this week's video, we'd make a bit of a different one, and we'd just go and show you just what the virtual furry world is like, because some of you might not have had the chance to do it. So yes, if you've just wondered what the world is like in virtual reality for furries, or you're kind of wanting to get into it and want some ideas of where to visit yourself, well, join us as we adventure around the virtual furry fandom. So, one of the first places I think any furry going into virtual reality, particularly VR chat, should probably start their adventure is actually at FurHub. This world made entirely by furries for furries features a really lovely chill-out place and even some avatars. So if you haven't picked yourself up an avatar yet, this is where you could get started. But it's just such a lovely environment to chill in, isn't it, Theo?
Yeah, it's lovely. I mean, I love the decor in this place. I've always liked it. There's loads of good avatars here if you're starting out. And yeah, it's lovely. Lovely artwork too.
I actually think there might even be a rabbit one.
Yeah, if you want to be a rabbit, start off here. There's a couple around.
So, you know, let's go and see if we can find some avatars and see what they're all about. Let's go. So obviously, a big part of being a furry in the virtual world is that kind of avatar, your look, your character. Now, obviously, some people, you know, spend lots of money on commissions, which is really cool. It's great to see artists getting into this. This one, actually, I made myself almost with the help of a friend. Just a bit of a recolor. You can actually get this for free, which is very cool. And obviously you can go to other worlds, like this FurHub one here, and actually pick up avatars to make, you know, get one that's close to your species. And it's really cool. So let's have a quick look at some of the avatars that you can pick up here for free and enjoy for your character. What have we got? So, I mean, they've got a lot more since I last came here. You know, you've got everything here. There's some, wow, they're really nice. We've got some deers and some dragons. We've got otter. I mean, you know, who's not going to say no to an otter avatar? Perfect. And the best thing about these is they kind of list some of the extra features you get as well. And in some of the cases, you can actually sometimes buy recolors from the artists of these, which is quite cool. That obviously does vary depending on what the avatar is and who the artist is, but as you can see, there is absolutely tons of choice. And this is just one world's worth. There's some more on the opposite side that Theo's looking at right now.
Yeah, so they don't just cater for your average wolves and foxes. I mean, obviously, as Shadow was saying, nowadays, we got a lot more things like rodents and possums. And if you come around here, you've obviously got very toony art. I like that style. So if you want to go muscle, you can go for your muscle suits. But of course, you could always go for my favorite, rabbits. And rabbits behind you. As you can see, bunnies. I love this avatar, as you may tell. To be honest, most rabbits normally have this avatar. Yeah, I mean, there's a lovely selection here. No protogens here, which is very strange. I love the squirrel avatar. Again, something that's very much lacking in this fandom. We need more squirrels. I love squirrels.
And the best thing about these avatars is they're very simple to switch between. So if you've got multiple personas, for example, you can change on the fly, which is great. It's much easier than having to get out a fursuit into another one, or even finding the space for fursuits. All you do is click on it, and suddenly I'm a rabbit. I wonder what Theo's going to make of this.
Oh, hello. Yeah, hello, sexy.
Do you want to go do carrot things and stuff?
What do you mean we do carrot things? We always do carrot things. Look, carrot. Look, do you want a carrot?
Rabbits.
Odd.
One of the great things that furries have done in the virtual space is recreate real-life furry conventions here in VR. This has meant that even though for the last 2 years none of us have really been able to get to conventions, a lot of us have had the chance to go and visit them. And in some cases, we've been able to go to furry conventions that we've never even considered going to in real life before.
Yeah, I mean, if you can't get to certain conventions in different parts of the world, and especially in the last 2 years at all anyway, these places have at least given us a taster of what these places will be like in real life when you can finally fly out to them in real go.
So we're here in the virtual version of Eurofurence, the con in Germany. Now this is a con that I've had on my list for a while. Obviously we've not been able to get to. It's actually one of the harder ones I think to actually book. It's always really popular and busy, so it's great to be able to explore this one without being able to go there, you know, so you can get an idea and make sure you really want to go there too, which is kind of cool. So we're going to have a take a look around this virtual con and show you what it's like. So, I mean, it's absolutely impressive just how much detail they have put into this virtual environment. I mean, you've got everything from the fountains in the middle to the decorations on the ceiling, you've got the cafe, you've even got something I really love around here, which is a fire alarm button that you can actually push. And if you actually push it too many times, it actually makes noises and tells you to stop pushing it and get some help, which is just a fun little Easter egg. And the piano, for example, over here, you can actually play it.
So when you're fed up with the amazing decor of this amazing lobby, or fed up with having virtual drinks with your friends, if you come with me, we have our virtual dance floor. Now, I've never been to Eurofurence, but I won't lie to you, I am so looking forward to actually coming here for real. It's amazing. I love the way it's all set up as well. Again, I have seen people make to do furry dance routines and stuff like this in this place as well. It's absolutely astonishing how stunningly realistic this place is.
So, just like at a real furry convention, you have to wait for the lifts if you want to go to your room. So the unique thing about this world is that you actually get a room, you get a floor, you get a room number, you get a key card. Theo's managed to score us, I believe, a suite, did you say?
I got a deluxe suite.
Wow, awesome. See, things are better in the virtual world sometimes. I can't afford suite money. I like sweets, though. Cake. So we're now on the 10th floor, so what room did you get, Theo? Do you remember the room number?
Don't remember.
There's only one room here, it has to be that one. Where's he? Have you got the... There we are. Nope. Again, this happened to me at furry conventions. I always wipe my hotel keycard, or lose it. That's very me. So yeah, we've been downgraded because the keycard doesn't work. We've only got a king now.
Yeah, so my key card seemed to work on the wrong kind of suite. So it doesn't matter. This is not the suite, as it were. This is a standard room, but it's really nice. I mean, you know, the bed's nice and it's nice and flump. And
anyone who's thinking that you might have some fun in this bedroom right now, though, might be mistaken, because unlike in the real world, I seem to be sinking right the way through this bed right now.
Not everything, unfortunately, is solid.
But, I mean, the room itself is really lovely. You know, we've got the disgusting artwork, as always, in hotel rooms. We've got the weird-shaped chair, where you question where the hell they got it from. TV doesn't actually seem to do anything. And, yeah...
And a couple of obligatory pots on the top that nobody ever uses.
But, you know, I mean, if you want that convention experience, other than the room being filled with empty drink bottles and a sweaty fursuit lying on the floor drying, this is pretty close to that experience. And that's one of the things I love about virtual reality. And if, you know, Eurofurence isn't quite your thing, or you want something maybe closer to home or in North America, why not take a trip to Midwest FurFest?
And just like Midwest FurFest, you can go onto the stage and you can rock yourself out just like you do in real life. This brings back so many happy memories. Woo! On a more personal level, Midwest FurFest has a lot of really good memories for me personally and for Shadow. And this particular tree may not seem an awful lot, but this is the actual tree in real life that my raccoon proposed to me recently, and that's why we are now engaged. So this world means a lot to me personally.
And you can commission art in these virtual worlds as well. This is a dealer's den at Con Furro, which is the Mexican furry con, and it's just great because you can just look at all of the artists and find one to commission. And you know, it's actually a really lovely way of finding artists to commission. And I've got a few of these people actually on my list now that I really should talk to and get some art from, because there's just lovely art here. And fursuits and fursuit accessories and furry accessories. And yeah, again, it's just like a real dealer's den, but it's one that everyone can visit rather than people who are just attending the con.
So this particular world at Con Furro has a very touching and very kind of personal, also to me, memorial to past furries from the last few years. And on a personal note, I lost a good friend of mine, Bariki, a couple of years ago, and this place has honestly helped me get over the loss of my friend. So yeah, thank you very much, everybody who made this memorial, and I urge anybody to come here and use it as a way of coping. As simple as that. So, Bariki.
And I think this is one of the things that I really do like about the virtual furry fandom, and that's something maybe people don't instinctively think that the virtual world can be used for, and that is that you can have this giant memorial to all the furs that have left us. And it's just great because you can, obviously, as Theo said, you can come pay your respects, you can learn about maybe the history of the furry fandom. Again, it does feel quite emotional coming to this sort of world, and that's the sort of amazing part of the virtual experience, is that something like this can have such an impact on you, and it is beautiful, and this is such a lovely idea, and it's such a great use of a virtual space to be able to memorize people and have a place where people can come and pay respect. And obviously, it's not just furry worlds you could visit in this and have your own furry experiences.
Oh yeah.
Well, you could create your own version of Barcade by visiting one of the many arcades that are in the virtual world. And in particular, this one I love in VR chat because it's just so detailed. It's Theo's favourite, I believe.
Oh yeah. So this world is one of my personal favorites. In fact, this is my personal home world. It's full of Easter eggs and lovely little references to the 80s. Including this amazing Commodore 64 with Turrican going on in the background. This music is so nostalgic for me. There's an Amiga 500, like over there somewhere. And even right there, there's an Atari 2600 box. There's artwork all over the walls, videos. Sadly, you can't play any of the machines properly, which is the only thing I really wish they would allow you to do. Having a little emulation inside of the VR chat itself. But, you know, we're getting there. But even so, I still just sometimes come here and just listen to the sounds of the arcade. I wish they still existed.
And if you're done with the arcades, or fancy a meal, or just a bit of a chill out, you can always come and hang out in one of the many restaurants that exist in the virtual reality universe. This is a Waffle House. Apparently it's 4 AM. I still haven't got my food. And this is also designed by the fantastic Cooper Tom, who you might know from making that Four Seasons landscaping VR chat world, or a really cool 80s shopping mall, which we haven't got time to take you to today, but trust me, it's well worth checking out. But again, it's just another environment you can chill out in, hang out with other furs, order breakfast, have a chat, catch up with people, and this is what the furry virtual fandom thrives on, and I love it.
I'll have the steak and cheese waffle, I think.
You're not going to get it. There's no staff here. I went out back. It's just us. I think it's a
Aw.
do-it-yourself job.
So in which case, waffles! Raining from the sky!
I don't want this much.
Yes, you do. More waffles. More waffles. More plates. More waffles.
I'm more into crepes anyway.
Aww.
So, there we go. That was a little bit of what the furry fandom is like in virtual reality. Will you be joining us? What do you reckon? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please click that like button. Click that subscribe button as well if you haven't already. And why not ring that shiny notification bell to find out when our newest videos drop every week. If you'd like to support the channel further, there's a link to our Patreon in the description below, as well as our merchandise store where you can find fun Shadow Raccoon t-shirts. We'll be back in our normal fursuit selves next week, but until then, I'm Shadow Raccoon.
And I'm Theodore Rabbit.
And we'll see you next time. Bye everyone!
Bye!